3, 2, 1. All right.
Was that
good? Yeah, you studied, girl.
I did. I did my homework.
Okay. All right, welcome back to Lady on the Street podcast. We are back for another episode, y'all, and I am just going to get right to it. So, today's guest is the kind of person we all need in our life. She's a creator, an artist, a therapist at times, and a lady who knows a good nail.
Okay.
I don't know how she finds the time, but she's always posting content, and whether it's a voiceover, an ASMR, a day in the life, or whatever she's feeling that day, they all come with a good outfit and an even better attitude. She's a bilingual queen who's into fitness and has leveled up her career from a nail technician to a brand owner of YNS. Yesenia Garcia. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me, girl. Why does that make me want to cry?
Yeah.
You studied too.
I did my homework.
Yeah, I see. I'm like over here trying to get it together, girl. The lashes are fake.
Tissues.
The lashes are fake.
Well, we turn the fan off so they won't fly away.
That's so sweet. Thanks, girl.
No,
that was cute.
I had to do that. I was like, "Hey, girl, hey, this is your signature."
It
I
is.
love it.
It is.
And I love when you're like, "Hey, girl,
hey." Yes.
I'm butchering it, but go listen to her. She doesn't.
No, girl, seriously. I go to HEB locally and stuff, or Olive Garden and stuff, and people know me by the "Hey, girl, hey, girl." They're like, "Hey, girl, hey." I'm like, "Oh my god." They're like, "I follow you." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So, "Hey, girl, hey" is definitely.
It's caught on. It's
yeah,
good.
it has.
I love it. Well, first things first. So every episode, if you've been watching, you know this. I ask my guest what they want to drink, and when I asked you, you were like,
"Surprise me."
And so I was like, "Oh, okay. What?" I was like, I literally Googled, "Is there a drink called Surprise Me?" Because that would have been cute. But selfishly, I wanted a paloma, so we're having palomas.
Okay, can I tell you something about palomas? Okay, I love these. But there's one thing I tell my friends all the time. I'm like, we're drinking anything. I'm a whiskey gal.
Oh, okay.
I used to drink tequila, but tequila makes the clothes come off.
Yes, I know. Tequila brings the wild side out in anybody, I think. Mm-hmm. But this is a creeper, I think, because I can't even taste it. So
you did good though.
Yeah.
And you did organic and everything, squishy. I was like, oh, she getting down. You're welcome to my birthday party.
I know. She's like, are you also a bartender?
Yeah, that'll be when I interview you. And she makes drinks, organic ones.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to try not to be self-conscious. We were talking before this about being, quote unquote, she's the creator. I just talk to people about it. But listening back to my laugh or to her voice, how you have to get over it. But damn, my laugh is obnoxious and
I don't care.
Yeah.
We don't care.
We don't care. But I'm gonna just let it be.
If you want to grow in social media, and you have to stop caring.
Yeah.
Not everybody's gonna like you, and it's taken me forever to learn that. Honestly, I'm in my 30s, and I've been doing social media for a while. I started YouTube a long time ago, and it was going good, but I closed it.
Yeah.
And it was all my insecurities. It was my voice. It was the way that I would look, or I would judge myself so hard.
Yeah.
And so to grow on social media or anything you want to do, you have to not care, because you're not for everybody.
No, and I think that's one thing. I love that you're saying that, because the faster that you realize that, and the faster you can get over it, the faster you may grow. You know? No, I love that you said that.
Am I good at swallow? Am I good because I swallow really loud?
Oh. I'm
sorry,
guys. I had to. No. Yeah. I love.
Not me showing the leg.
I know. What is it again?
Legarooski. It was leg day today. Can you tell? She has no calves though. 2 no calves. None.
Where did they go?
Girl, I was like, Mom, really? Dad, really? Look at this.
Okay, I have skinny legs too, but you're fit, but I just have a naturally skinny leg. So even
you look good, girl.
Well, when I would work out a lot though, I could never I would get this to be real nice, but the calves are just not calving.
Yeah, no, same.
That's funny. And no matter how much you're on the toe press machine,
no, girl, cramp.
Yes.
I'll be like, dang, cramping but not growing? How does this work? Yeah.
Oh, I like you. Oh my gosh. I'm already just cracking up. And I've only had a couple of sips of this, so.
Right, you're babysitting.
I know.
Let me start babysitting a little, because I'm a little heavy on the drinking.
No, you're good. Okay. So So we're having palomas, and to kick it off, like I was going through your TikTok, it's freaking booming with content.
Thank you.
Like I was just scrolling, I found going back, I was like, what can I learn about Yesenia, right? And I found a video that kind of went back and really showed the start of your career as a nail technician. And I believe it seemed like Luxurious Nails was a
Oh my
business you
God.
owned, or did you work there,
Yes,
or
that was my shop,
your
my
shop?
salon.
And so that video kind of went back to the beginning stages. So take me there. Like, when did you start this career?
Ooh, girl. Okay, so I've been a nail tech, nail artist for 15 years. I'm going on 16 years in November.
Wow.
Yeah, and so when I graduated from school, I did not work in a salon. I didn't work in a salon. I just jumped into owning my own shop. But then running a business and owning a business and stuff like that just runs in my family.
Hmm.
So I knew I didn't want to work for somebody.
I love that.
Yeah, so I knew that from, the start. And so I ended up opening up Luxurious Nails 1, which was my first salon. It was really small, like the rent was nothing. It was really, really inexpensive. And so I started that. It was a rough start for me, and it's hard not to get emotional because my damn, um, my dad ended up getting cancer, and it was rough, girl. It was rough. Like going through grand opening and losing my dad, and just all that stuff. It was a lot to do with. But it was me and two other girls that I got to hire that worked with me there. And it was a good start. That's my baby. That was my baby. But then shortly after, I feel like you learn. I mean, I'm a quick learner. So I opened up my second location, and that one had, I don't know how many pedicure chairs I had, but it was bigger. And then after that second location, I jumped into the third. This was in a span of 2 years, girl.
Oh my
Uh-huh.
gosh.
And so the third location was bougie. Like if you look into my videos, it had like the chandeliers and like the marble floors and like the reception area. It was nice. But I learned quickly. And it was a lot more girls. We were packed. I remember even opening up my shop. I feel like the very first, I don't know, the day or two, I made my rent money.
Really
So quick.
amazing.
It was
Yeah,
good.
that's
So that's where I
awesome.
started.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And so that's amazing. Like, kudos to you.
Thanks,
What
girl.
an incredible journey. And 15 years is a really long time. And I love that you mentioned though that you're like a quick learner, and that's how you were able to do three
Hmm.
shops in a
Two
span of
years,
two
like two
years.
years. Yeah.
Are any of them still open?
Nope, I relocated. I got rid of everything and I moved from, I'll tell you why. The reason why I moved, this was in the Valley, 956. I still love them.
I feel like
I think,
everybody is from the valley and they're just coming to San Antonio. I
yeah,
love that.
I have noticed that too. I have a
Yeah.
few clients who are from Laredo or from the Valley, McAllen, Edinburgh, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I still love them very much. But when I started to grow and I used more of a website for booking and stuff like that, everybody's like, ooh, Yesenia se cree mucho. Like she thinks she all that. Now we got to book through a website. And there was a
Oh.
lot of things where I was like, I want more.
Yeah.
And I didn't see the growth that I wanted personally and that I wanted for my boys because I have two boys. And I was like, I gotta move. It was rough. It was rough. I was like, damn, you're talking about me starting from the bottom if I move.
Yeah.
And so I got rid of that. I moved here and then I started my home studio. I actually got a corporate job here in San Antonio for a year.
Hmm.
And just to kind of like get on my feet and meet clients, meet people, that was my goal.
Yeah.
I started my job and I was like, you know what? I'm only going to do this 12 months. And those 12 months, I have to meet so many people and put my work out and, just share business cards and stuff like that. And sure enough, I did it, girl. 12
Yeah.
months. And I was like, okay, here's my 2 weeks notice. And my boss was like, you are not a corporate girly. Like, you got to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, thanks for the push. I'm out. So,
Yeah. No,
yeah.
that's crazy. So wait, what year was that when you moved to San Antonio then?
2019, girl, right before COVID. It was
Okay. For some reason I had a feeling, I was like, I bet COVID, because it impacted everybody.
everybody.
And so I was like, I bet COVID had a lot to do with her being able to like shift from working for someone to just going full time on your
Dude, it was
own.
so good though. Like, I know a lot of people struggled a lot during COVID, but for me, it was my time to shine.
Yeah.
Like, even my best friend tells me, she's like, dude, you were ordering a brand new car from the dealership during COVID. Like, yes,
Mhm.
I did a lot. I left my corporate job and, worked full time at the studio, but then I was recording on TikTok too.
Yeah.
And I was making money off of TikTok and stuff. So I was like, I was making it or whatever. But because salons closed,
Mhm.
everybody was looking for like the home studios, the press-ons. I have an Etsy store too,
Yeah.
and it was crazy. I
Yeah.
just grew. So thanks to COVID. I know it sucks,
And
but
well, I know, yeah, but I mean, if that's kind of how I think COVID like gave us so much where we just learned just how far we could push ourselves. You
yes,
know what I
yes, I
mean?
agree.
And so my mom always jokes like and says like you would never survive back in my day. And I'm like, but not that COVID was the same, but like we had to survive in so many different aspects,
Yes.
you know? And I'm like, I could do it.
Yeah, and it's crazy because before COVID, I was always out and about. Like I
Mhm.
was out, I was doing things, whatever. And now, fast forward to today, I can't see myself to do anything. Like I'm always home. I do online shopping. I like my home studio. I like it because it's very one-on-one with my clients. There's nobody else in the room, kind of like us right now.
Yeah.
There's nobody listening to us, and there's nobody, it's a safe space.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I used to not be that way.
Really.
Yeah, I was really loud and I'd be out and about and stuff. And now I'm like a little homebody. Add to cart, add to cart.
Add to cart. Hashtag growth.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think you're very personable, and that's why you're like, obviously, your personality shines through your social and all of that. So it
Thank you.
makes sense why people would feel comfortable to be coming to your home and like how you would gravitate towards that now. That's a crazy career, but did you always want to be a nail artist, I should say, not a nail tech girl? Get it together.
Yeah, no artist. I don't know, girl. Like, I want to say yes because I remember way back in the day when I was like a lot younger, and my mom, we'd go to my grandma's house, and I would carry like a little. I don't know if you've seen it, but you know those like pedicure bowls and the paraffin wax bowls or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I used to carry them to my grandma's house, and I would
Oh.
do her hair, and I would do her paraffin like in her hands and stuff. And they always said that I was going to be in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
I never saw it that way. I was like, I'm gonna be a lawyer because I like to argue. We're not, ma'am. We're winning this one. But no, they would always say that I was gonna be in the beauty industry, and it happened.
Yeah.
It happened. But did I know, like by heart, that this is what I was gonna do? No.
Yeah.
But I freaking love it. I love my job. I have a huge passion for it. I know I'm not the best one, but if there's one thing that my clients always tell me, it's like your personality, your work ethic. Like I do so many things.
Yeah.
So I love it. Yeah, I
Oh
know.
my
I love
gosh,
it.
stop. I'm
Yeah.
like, I love doing these sidebar. Like, I love having these conversations, especially with people that I know nothing about, right? Never met you in my life
Right.
except on your socials.
Yeah.
And then it's weird how I feel this sense of pride for you. Like, I don't know what it
I'm super
is.
I'm super proud of myself. Like I know that sounds kind of like, "Oh my gosh, she's so full of it," or whatever. No, it was really hard. It
Yeah.
was really hard, and my whole background, my whole family, they're Mexicanos.
Yeah.
They're Latinos, and so I didn't have any support. Like everybody's like,
Mhm.
"Oh, she's gonna get over it. Doing nails is not gonna make you any money. Opening up a salon is not gonna make you any money." I'm like, "Watch me. Hold
Yeah.
my beer."
Hold my paloma.
Yeah, hold my paloma real quick. Watch this. But so I didn't have the support, and I don't want to get too into it because that does make me very emotional. Like as far as family and stuff like that,
Mhm.
it's been a solo ride.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been a solo ride. I've been doing a lot of things on my own because I refuse to fail.
Yeah.
And I want to see myself succeed. And I also have now like my boys, and they see me and they're like, "Mom, everybody at my school knows you. Everybody loves you. Like, dude, your mom's so pretty. Your mom's so pretty," or stuff like that, and
Yeah.
that kind of like boosts me up to do more and to do better. And obviously because they're learning. So like I'm
Yes.
in my 30s now, but everybody that's in high school or going to college and stuff, they see us.
Yes.
And they're gonna
Mhm.
take something from that.
Yeah, no, and I think that it's also very special for that generation to see that traditional paths or like what we were taught is what was going to be successful is like not the norm, and there's
Right.
space for everyone. You can, if you're passionate about something, you can make a living out of it if you really try.
Yes, you
You
have to
know?
work really hard for it,
Yeah.
definitely, but yeah, we can make it happen.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, that's so exciting.
Yeah, girl.
Well, can I ask then? You mentioned briefly that, when you first got your start, your dad was diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah, he
Did
got colon cancer stage 4.
Okay.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah.
And I'm the only girl. I was really close to him. He was my best friend. If anything, I feel like my dad was like my business mentor. I
Mhm.
feel like I would tell him everything because he knew all about business. And like I said, business just runs in my family. I
Right.
have 3 brothers, and they all have their own business and stuff like that. And so anytime I needed anything, I'd go to him.
Mhm.
And he'd be like, "Oh, you want to move to San Antonio?" Because I had already talked about moving to San Antonio. And he was like, "What area?" And I was like, "I want like that west side, like I-10, 1604, because it's
Yeah.
greener on that area, whatever." He's like, "If you want it, you can get it. If you
Yeah.
want it, you can do it." And this was literally the year he got cancer, right? And so it's always stuck by me. Like, dad was, my best friend. We
Yeah.
fought a lot.
Yeah.
Well, oh my God.
Well,
We
she
fought a
was
lot.
going to be a lawyer, so.
Hello, hello. Yep. Yeah, we would fight bad. It wasn't always good, but I can definitely say honestly that he was my best friend and a business mentor and somebody I look up to.
Oh my
Yeah, it was
gosh.
hard.
I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. And it's really sad whenever they catch it so late and like it's so sudden. There's no way that you can really prepare
And
for it,
Papi
you
was
know?
really young, girl. He
Yeah.
was young. He was 40.
Oh my
I don't
gosh.
know. I think I don't want to say, maybe 46, 48. I'm not really
He
sure.
was very
But he was
young.
really
Yeah.
young. I look at myself and I'm like, so now that changed my whole perspective of life. Like now I live for today.
Yeah.
I live for today. I live for now. I'm doing the best that I can now. I will always dress up. I will always look good. I will do what I can because tomorrow's not promised.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's so
Yes.
important to me. I'm like, nope, nope. Like if I can take a trip right now, I'm going to take the trip right now. I'm
Yeah.
not waiting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I'm glad that you were sorry, out of like an unfortunate situation, but you learned something from that.
Yeah, big time.
Can I ask about your mom? Are you and your mom close?
Um,
Or does she get grouped into the family that you were mentioning?
yeah, we've definitely done better now. But mom's very Mexican, so she's not social savvy. She doesn't know a lot about social media.
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of my family, not just mom, everybody,
Mhm.
they don't know how social media works. They don't,
Yeah.
and it's just I try and explain. Hey mom, like I do these videos and I get paid for them, and then
Yeah.
it's a whole chain. It's a whole chain for social media. I was like, I have Amazon storefront, my business, my own line.
Yeah.
You get paid for TikTok videos, you get paid for collaborations. There's a
Mhm.
whole chain. So
Yeah.
with one video, you're making all kinds of sources of income,
Yes.
and they don't get that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
So
I understand. So, like, if it's not a traditional business where you're walking into and you can see it, then for them, maybe it doesn't carry the same weight
yeah, it's
because
not
they
taken
don't.
as serious.
Yeah. I'm so
So
sorry, but I understand that fully. There's a whole generation that knows nothing
yeah,
about what's going on the internet and how people are making careers. And
right.
so it's sad. And hopefully one day they'll be able to at least acknowledge and appreciate the fact that, like, Yesenia fucking did it, okay?
Period. Period. Pookie. Period. Pookie. No, yeah, I feel like mom came over and she spent the night with me 'cause she's still in the valley,
Hmm.
and she spent the night with me and we went shopping and stuff like that, and we call it weird if you want to, I don't care, but she slept with me in bed. And yeah,
Sweet.
we were there
Yeah.
and we were just choneando, we were talking, and
Hmm.
I started telling her, I'm like, let me explain to you in depth of what I
Right.
do,
Yeah.
and like how I make money, mom, because you're not getting it. I was like,
Hmm.
I don't just make money off of my clients or just the video. There's a whole chain behind that. I was like, but there's my Etsy store, there's YNS, there's
Hmm.
Amazon storefront. And so I'm telling her how like the clicks and the follows and the views. So I feel like she did pay attention a little bit more and she understands it. Um, but it's still not fully there.
Yeah.
I hope she doesn't see this because she's gonna be like, "You're attacking me."
No, it's okay, Mom. I mean,
We
I
love
think
you.
you gave her the legarooski, so
Thank
like,
It doesn't run in my dad's side of the family. I'll tell you that. Sorry, sorry, primas.
that's
they're
so
very,
funny.
they're very lean. My mom's side is my dad's side is very lean. My mom's side is a little like
Hmm.
fuller. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I don't get this from the Garcia family. Yeah,
No, I think even if, right, if as long as she supports you as much as she can, right,
she
with
is.
what she
Yeah,
knows, and
she's doing
that's
better now.
yeah. Oh, you're like she's doing better now.
Yeah.
Oh no, well, I'm glad you're sharing a little bit about that because if somebody's going through this a similar thing, which I think is very common,
It's super
you
common. I see it
know.
a lot on TikTok. I have gone on a rabbit hole about Latino family homes and stuff like that, where the siblings and it's always, the moms, or I've seen also videos where it's always in the Latino home, it's always the boys getting,
Yes.
spoiled.
Hmm.
And we as the sister or we as the daughter have to like serve to the brothers and clean up the kitchen. And I was like, Girl, this is just a few days ago, and I was like, relate, relate, relate,
Yeah.
because yes, it's very much like that in a real Latino home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were having a conversation, I'm trying to remember when, a couple weeks ago about like how things have changed, dynamics change, and it was talking about serving your man, like literally serving a plate of
Sir,
food.
yep.
If you're at, a family gathering.
Sir, do not get up and serve yourself. My aunts will kill me.
Yeah, yeah. And my aunt was like, "Oh no, I serve my husband like all the time, right?" And I was like, I try to, but there are just sometimes where like either I have the kids and he's up, so he's doing the serving, and Andy's
Hmm.
like, "Yeah, like I'll serve the kids," and she's like, we were just talking about the differences,
It's huge.
It
It's huge.
is.
It's changed so much. It is very much like that.
Yeah.
Like, rest in peace, my grandma. But if I walk in and my grandma was there with a boyfriend or a husband or something, like, no le vas a servir. Like, you gotta
Yeah.
serve, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And if you don't, they look at you kind of weird or whatever,
Yes.
but it's changed a lot.
It has. Well, even when I was growing up too, and they'd be like, "Okay, we're gonna let all the men eat first," and I'm like, "But I'm hungry."
Yes, I'm like, nah.
And I would be
I'll
like,
pass on that one.
I'd be like, "I didn't sign up for this,"
Yeah.
but yeah, no, it
We
was like a thing,
Yeah. I think the only thing I can relate to, like, or that I still do, not relate, but still do is I want to wait. I won't eat. Like, if you and I go out to eat, I won't even if I get my food before you, I'm waiting for
Oh,
you
I
to get yours.
wait. Yes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's common courtesy though.
No.
No, people. You're like, no,
I
people
know.
don't
I
wait.
have all my best friends are white. I feel like Hope,
Oh,
Katie, they're all white and stuff. And when we go out to eat, I'll look at them like, why are you eating without me? Like,
you're like,
my
hold
food's
up,
not here yet.
give me your fork.
Yeah, but so I feel like for Latinos,
That's true.
maybe
Yeah.
I see that more.
Yes. And
Or
well, even when they give you permission, right? Like the other person's
no,
like,
go ahead, go
"No, go
ahead.
ahead, start. You should start." And I'm like,
No, ma'am.
"No, I don't feel. I feel weird."
I
You know.
agree. You're my best friend now.
Yeah.
Sorry, Katie.
Sorry, Hope.
No, I
That's
love you too. I
hilarious.
love you too so much.
I'm just kidding. I don't, Hope, I don't know you. She just said your name. Okay. Sorry, Hope. Bye.
I try not to do the ugly laugh because my kids will be like, "You sound like the girl from White Chicks."
Okay, that's my laugh. And you just told me before this, you're like, I like your
I
laugh.
love your laugh.
And I'm like, no, ma'am.
I'm not hitting on you. I promise. I do love
This
your
is
laugh.
hilarious. You're making my
I-
cheeks hurt. Am I blushing? Oh my gosh.
she likes me.
You're so
let me just
The
hide this a
legarooski.
little. I
Oh
see you
my
looking,
God.
girl.
Oh, that's
I'm kidding.
hilarious. Oh my gosh.
I won't cry.
I know.
As long as I don't snort, that'll be
Okay.
fine.
Well, like somebody once has asked me for a Topo Chico, and I was like, okay, I didn't
Oh,
realize.
wow.
But then throughout the whole podcast, I was like, I have to burp. Like,
Yes.
I was like, let's not do Topo anymore,
Why?
guys.
Were they crudos? Who was that?
They weren't drinking at that period, and I was like,
Okay.
okay, that's fine.
Fair.
But
To each their own, but that'll get me burping.
yeah, and I was like, like moving it away, like don't burp, Priscilla.
Oh gosh.
Okay, let's continue on then. So
Okay,
do
sorry.
you remember? No, you're good. I love this. These are the moments, y'all. Do you remember your first client by any chance? And like what that
Oh,
experience
wow.
was like?
Okay, so my first client, no, I don't remember my first client, but if I have to, I want to say it was a cousin of mine, and she was so picky. Aside from my mom, because I used my mom, she was like the one that I would be like, come on, let me do your nails. Mom is not a girl's like girly girl. She doesn't do her
Really?
hair. She doesn't do her nails. She doesn't do anything.
That
Like,
surprises me.
no. Like, oh, this is dad.
Dad. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Even mom
Mhm.
will be like, oh, you drink like him. You talk like him. Your mannerisms are like your dad.
Yeah.
And Papi used to go to the salon and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what mom says or whatever. And he would
Yeah.
get like his hair blow dried or whatever.
I love
Like, he
it.
was a handsome man.
Yeah.
But mommy is very, very chill.
Yeah.
Just natural curls, whatever. No makeup, no nothing. So what was I saying? Where was I going from here?
That you used to use her as your
Oh yes,
like,
mom.
yeah.
So it was hard. It was hard getting mom, But if anything, my first client, mom, and one of my cousins, and they were so picky. Like, you missed the spot. You missed it. So I learned like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Well, it's good to have like a picky first kind of to be testing it out
Absolutely.
because then you get better, right?
Hello, yeah, look at me now.
I know. I know. Look at you now. And I think too, like when people are getting their nails done, a lot of times, at least for me, I'm speaking from personal experience, I don't want to inconvenience the nail artist and like say that anything's wrong. Even if I hate what I initially thought I was gonna love, I'm like, I
No,
love it.
ma'am. No, ma'am. Having a nail artist and nail tech, I'm gonna correct you right there because I tell all my girls, even my new clients, I'm like, if you don't like something, you tell me right away.
Yeah.
Because this is literally like a relationship with
Yeah.
your husband. You want to talk to him, you want to communicate because you want to stay with him.
Yeah.
And the way that I look at things with my business, I have a very deep connection with all my clients. I love my girls, and I'm like, if you don't like something, girl, like let me know because I want you to come back to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is a
Yes.
relationship here. We're tied.
Yeah,
We're
that's
connected.
true. That's true. Well, what I tell myself is like, it's 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I'll get it something else. Because I always feel like, well, if they do a shit job, that's different. If it's a
Yeah.
color that I like, because sometimes when you're looking through these books, right, or like the little, I don't know, it's like the stack of nail samples.
Yeah, the swatches.
They're old AF, and so some of them are like faded, and
Mhm.
then when the color comes out and it gets on your nail, you're like, oh shit, that was much darker or whatever. It looks different, you know.
Yep.
And so I'm like, well, I picked it. I'm
Are
not
you
gonna.
telling me you go to a nail salon?
I do. I do. I think that makes me ghetto, right? I'm
No.
just kidding.
Well, no. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but
Yeah.
it is very different. Nail salon, yeah, the swatches and all that good stuff. But in a nail studio, I feel like that's also why I follow a whole lot of girls here in San Antonio that do nails, who are licensed and stuff like that. And it's such a different vibe. Like everything's different. We're very,
Yes.
at least I'm speaking for myself. I'm very connected to my clients.
Yeah.
Like, are you sure you want that color, girl? Let me swatch it real quick. Like,
Yeah.
let's do a brand new swatch for you real quick and just
Look
make
at
sure.
you. Okay,
Yeah.
you're changing my life. I need to fix my life and get it right. I need to get right with the
The
Lord.
nails. Lord, fix her.
I'll say a prayer tonight.
Yeah, you're included. Let me write that down.
Okay. So fast forward then. So you had your businesses. You ended up transitioning to a home business.
Yep.
And then you created your nail tips, Yesenia Nail
Oh
Supply.
my gosh. Yeah, YNS. That was a headache.
Yeah. And how, so was that pretty recent?
That's very recent.
Like a year?
A year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That
Tell me
was,
about it.
girl, oh my gosh. So creating my brand, YNS, um, gosh, 13 months of all work and giving my savings account and my time and everything. And it was a lot of work. I actually had to hire an e-commerce specialist and a lawyer for the trademark and all that stuff because it started with YNS. It's YNS period, like with a period in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
I had to add that because I low-key almost got sued.
Oh, really?
I was like, I'm just a little newbie
Just
here. I
like,
don't
I
know
don't
how this
know. Yeah.
works. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, I'm sorry I used your name. I take it back.
Oh, that's rough.
I have short-term memory loss, and you are like, I don't know you. YNS who? I just
Like
said,
I wasn't coming for you.
yeah,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, YNS period. So it took me about 13 months of work and a lot of sampling, a lot of making sure that my tips, the quality was good. Also, I wanted to create something where all the nail techs could just like, okay, for example, me as a nail artist, if I run out of supplies, the first place I run to is Amazon. One,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to waste my gas or my time going, especially we live in the city.
Yeah.
It's really hard. So I'm like, no, if I can order something for same day shipping or next day shipping or whatever, I'm doing that. Like,
Yeah.
it's on your phone, it's on your computer, laptop, whatever. So I wanted to create something where all the nail techs could immediately have, quick quick reach to it or access to it. And so I didn't know how to even start. So I asked questions, I did a lot of research, I watched a lot of videos. I did everything by myself, girl. I had no help.
Oh my gosh.
Nothing at all. Just with like the salon and everything, I had no help.
Yeah.
I didn't have any other nail artists helping me out with anything either. So when I hired the e-commerce specialist, he was the one helping me with like listings and all that stuff. All I did pretty much on my end was just sample, sample, sample until I found the perfect nail
Yeah.
tips because right now it's on just nail tips. Um, and I will be expanding soon to gel X nails, which I feel like is going to be even wilder because even you can
Mm-hmm.
buy the gel X and do them here at home. You know what I mean?
Could, but won't. Yeah. Won't even try it.
Yeah, so that was a lot of work. It was headaches. It was I wanted to give up because honestly, it was like I said, 13 months of me paying for subscriptions and paying for e-commerce specialists, paying for lawyers, paying for trademark, just a lot of stuff. And for 13 months not getting anything in return, and it was
Yeah.
just taking from me. I was like, do I really want to do this? Like I feel like I just want to give up now. And finally, we launched. We were supposed to launch, I believe it was like before Mother's Day or something like that. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. It kept getting pushed back. And I was really stressed out. And I was like, no, I can't because somebody told me that if I was struggling that hard, that meant that God had a bigger reward for me.
I love
And that
that.
kind of like stuck. And I was like,
Yeah.
wait, it's going to be good. Like, I got to write it. This is going to be good. So I did. We launched. And so now it's available pretty much nationwide on Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have Prime. So I believe right now we're at like 1, 2 warehouses per state. I also have Mexico, Brazil, and Canada. Yeah,
Stop.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, so if you're in
goodness.
those locations and you need nail tips, holla at your girl. Actually, you don't need to. Just click the link on the
Click
bio.
Amazon, yeah.
I have everything on my bio. Everything, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the things that I feel like, when people are talking about creating things, that's like, not that why didn't I think of that, but like if you're in the nail industry, I feel like not a lot of people create their own brands, but maybe because I'm not in it.
So there is a few that I've seen, but almost everybody, again, going back to um, how I wanted it to be something where you can order it right away on Amazon and
Yeah.
stuff, that's hard. Out of
Mm-hmm.
everything, so yeah, anybody can get samples, anybody can start their own brand and package them at their house or get a warehouse and do
This is
stuff like that.
big
This is
picture.
it's really big, it's a lot of work, and definitely not for the week, I'll tell you that much. It was really, really hard.
Yeah.
But my thing was, if I take a vacation with my kids tomorrow, I'm in Hawaii and my store is still running all day, every day. I'm making money while I'm on
Look
vacation
at
or
you.
asleep
Yeah. Yeah.
because people with different time zones, all kinds of stuff, you know
Yes.
what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
and it goes down to not, okay, not just the money or this or that. It's the convenience for everybody else because that's
Yeah.
what I like,
Yeah.
you
I mean,
know?
I feel like I was telling you, my dog is like on the other side of the house and just senses the Amazon's here. So,
Yes.
like, that convenience I feel like it's good and bad in some senses, but like
Yeah.
mostly good, right? We're just kind of spoiled now. And I'm
Yeah.
like, 2 days,
Dude, we have everything next day shipping or same
Yeah.
day here too. I just ordered like a trench coat and just random things that I wanted. Same
Yeah.
day,
Yeah.
4 to
It's
5
it's
p.m.
crazy, right?
I'm sold.
That's what I'm looking for now when I'm shopping. I'm like, what
Yeah,
can get here in a
Prime,
couple of hours?
Prime. If I can get
Yes.
yogurt sent to me and I don't have to leave my house, hello. They're speaking my language. That's what I wanted.
Yeah.
I wanted something like that. And oh my gosh, I also had a huge fail with YNS. I have to mention this because I launched and so there's 5 different products in there right now, and two of them were in, like packaged in a different box or whatever. Girl, when I launched, a lot of those packages were damaged. So people were getting like damaged stuff. Thankfully, a lot of them were my followers, and they were letting me know. So
Mm-hmm.
I was immediately like, I messaged my guy, and I was like, hey, like we need to pull all this out from all the warehouses and
Yeah.
send it to my house. I don't care if my house looks like a warehouse. We need to double check everything. And so I ended up changing packaging on some of them or whatever to avoid those issues.
Yeah.
But definitely there's a lot of hit and miss. There's a lot of mistakes to be learned and stuff. But I didn't do anything on purpose. I did also message a lot of my girls who got broken packages. And I was like, I'm sending you a PR package, girl.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was like, that really sucks.
I mean, it does, but then, social media gives you that immediate response and immediate interaction
Yes.
where like growing up, I didn't know who owned the brands that I
Right.
was buying from, like
Right.
it's incredible the way that social media can contribute to and help you really interact with, grow, and just create the space for you to like thrive on it.
Yeah.
Like that's your whole life,
Yep,
essentially.
exactly. I had one of the girls, I don't know who she is or anything, but she had made a purchase and she gave me a bad review on my store. And I was like, dang, that's what I didn't want that. You know what I mean? But it
Yeah.
happens. It happens. It's okay, whatever. But I had another one reach out to me directly on Instagram. And I'm really bad about checking my DMs on Instagram because I have so many followers and stuff like that. And
Yes.
I stay busy.
Yeah.
But she messaged me and I just like, I clicked on it, I opened it, and she was like, no. She was like, I wasn't going to write a review or anything. She goes, I was going straight to the source, which is me.
Yes.
She came
Mhm.
directly to me and let me know what was going on. And I was like, you have no idea how much I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Like, that's major. Like, thank you so much for letting me know. And I'm doing something about it. Like, right away, I got her address. I sent her a box, stuff like that,
Yeah.
and fixed it immediately because, like I said, it's not about the money. It's about, keep the loyalty and keeping the clients happy and giving them what they want. And as a nail artist, that's what I want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I see it in both sides as the business, the owner of YNS, and a nail
Yeah,
artist.
YNS period.
Period. Period.
No, I love that you're sharing this. So, like, guys, if you guys have an idea that you think is just too big, like, it's
Do
not.
it.
Do it. And just know that 13 months of hard work with no payoff is what you may have to go through. But, like, not this being Shark Tank here, you know? You're
Yeah.
giving your career advice
Yeah.
here.
No, it's so hard, but do it. Do it for sure. I mean, even after, like, I talk about this all the time, even with my clients, after the 13 months of work, and I still launched, and all those broken boxes, you're talking about loss after loss after loss after loss. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's a lot of
I
money.
know.
And I was like, oh my God, catch me eating weenies the most, like with no bread and stuff,
No
because
bread, just the
yeah, that's it.
weenie.
I was like, I mean, I like lettuce burgers anyway,
Yeah.
but I was like, I'm going broke here, like,
Yeah.
and I had a
Mhm.
double book of clients. I got no days off. A lot of my clients were like, when are your days off now? I'm like, girl, none right now. I can't afford it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I wanted it so bad, and I was very passionate about what I was doing. And I know it was taking so much time. It was taking so much of my sleep, so much of my money, all of that. But, we did it. Look at us now.
Ah,
Uh-huh.
stop.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you, and I love being able to like watch that journey on your social. So please keep sharing all about it because you inspire little Latinas like me,
Thank you.
where I'm just like, look at her.
Are
She's
you
like,
really a Latina, though?
I am. I
Okay.
mean, I am. It's funny that you asked that because we were talking about this at work a while back. I mean, I'm Mexican American,
Okay.
and so like, yes, I am. But
She's like, yes, I am.
yes, I am. But it's like my family is just, I'm so many generations in, so like I can understand Spanish. I can't speak it fluently.
What's mom and dad?
Mom and dad, see, they're not mommy and papi to me. They're mom and dad. Do you know what I mean? They're both Mexican, and
Yeah.
we have some Native American in
Can I
us
ask you where mom and dad are from?
from here, from Texas. Yeah,
Okay, were they born here?
they were born here.
Okay, interesting. See, I see
Yes.
that very differently because my parents are mom and dad. Mommy and papi are both Mexican, but my dad is from Nuevo León
Mhm.
and my mom is from Tamaulipas.
Yeah.
So that's why I say like, oh yeah, like we're Mexican, but I'm
Yes.
but I'm from Oregon.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I was born in Oregon,
From
yeah.
Oregon.
From
No,
Oregon.
see, they're from Texas, and like I've always been interested in like heritage, right? Like my dad's family, we did our whole, I know, ASMR, right?
Mhm.
When we did our like family tree, I was like curious to know where am I from, and I feel like a lot of people probably struggle with this. So I'm gonna go off on a tangent for a second. My family just likes to blanket and say, well, we're Mexican. And I'm like, I know that's not to be true because A, grandma and grandpa were born here. Like, so their
Oh,
nationality is not, we're not from Mexico. Where are we from? When was the last person that migrated
I
from?
will fight with you right now.
I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure
Yeah,
out because my dad's side is from Spain, like way back when.
interesting.
Spain and probably Mexican, and then my mom's side is Mexican and Native American, like Comanche. My grandpa's dad was Comanche. So
Okay.
like I'm just like, what am I? I really don't know,
We're
honestly.
just mutts
We're
around
mutts,
here.
and so that's why
Beautiful
I've
mutts.
beautiful. I've blanket called myself like Hispanic, but I really, at the root of it, I guess I'm Mexican American, I'm Native American, and a blend of Spaniard, I guess.
Yeah. I will fight with you all day about this.
Really?
Listen, I was supposed to be a lawyer.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
tell me what
yeah,
you.
no, because I talk this topic all the time with my clients. This is
Yeah,
something that comes up all the time,
yeah.
and I tell them like, where are your parents from? Where are you from? They're like, oh,
Mhm.
they're from here, from Texas. I'm like, oh, okay, so they're not Mexican.
Where I mean, it's
I'm
like,
like, no, girl, my mom and dad are from Mexico. Born
yes,
in Mexico.
yeah,
Obviously they moved here. They had their businesses here and stuff like that. Mom and dad can speak both English and Spanish. Their English is all over the place,
yeah,
but
that they can get by.
yeah. And I'm from here. I'm from the U.S., so I am Mexican American.
You
You know what I
are.
mean?
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm
Mhm.
like, okay. And a lot of people be like, I don't know where my mom is from. I don't know and I'm like, girl,
How do you not know? Yeah.
right. And I come
Yeah.
for everybody in San Antonio because they're like, oh, I live off of Potranco. I'm like, you mean Potranco?
Yeah, I mean everything is yeah, we
Bandera?
bandera so we
Bandera?
tease my mom says bandera and we're like it's bandera mom. She's like it's bandera, you know?
Bandera. Or
But
tortillas.
tortilla.
Tortillas.
Yes. Uh-huh.
I say chipotle like I
Yeah.
would. And everybody's like, wow.
Chipotle.
Chipotle, yeah, they're like, you really go all out to say Chipotle. And I'm like, no,
Chipotle.
that's just how I speak. I'm
Yes.
very, very
Mhm.
fluent in English and in Spanish. When I was younger, we would travel with my parents a lot in Mexico, and
Yeah.
it's just, I was around Mexican
Mhm.
people. My grandma did not speak a lick of English.
Really?
No, ma'am.
No, see, my family's. That's why it's like an identity confusion with identity because I don't
Yep.
really know where I fit in. It's like Selena, this whole Selena thing. You're
Yes.
too American to be Mexican, but you're not Mexican enough to be. You know what I mean? Like,
No, 100%. Because whenever I would go to Mexico with my parents, and they would be like, "Esta es tu prima," like and they're
mhm.
like, "Oh, mi prima americana."
Yeah,
Oh, excuse me? I'm Mexican like you. But then I would come here and people were like, "Oh, you're Mexicana. You're not." And I'm like, "Okay, so which one am I?"
yeah,
You know what I mean? Especially
yes,
because I was born and raised, mostly in Oregon.
hmm
And so anytime I would go over there, it was all English speaking people and stuff like that.
yeah,
And then when I would come to Texas, it was like Tex-Mex. And then I'd go to Mexico and it was all it was just a
yes.
mess.
Well, and I think we've had this conversation recently too at like work. So my family speaks, I would say, Tex-Mex, like Spanglish,
Okay.
you know? I rarely do I think any of them can speak colloquial Spanish like perfectly.
Okay.
So I can understand it, but if I'm talking to somebody who can really speak it and they're speaking really fast, I'm like, wait, say it again, because like,
I
you know,
won't speak Spanish.
I mean,
I
I
won't.
wish, and it's awful. I wish I knew how, but like, yeah, I just
I'm
didn't.
really good at my
Yeah.
Spanish. Yeah, even my family, like when I hang around with, I don't know, a birthday party at my mom's or something, and my aunts will be like, "No, es que Yesenia habla muy bien el inglés," or whatever, and I'm like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, I do," because I speak a lot of business
Yes.
English and business
Mhm.
Spanish. So it's very different than when you get together with all your cousins and they don't do business or don't know
Right.
business, so they just speak regular Spanish, and I'm
Mhm.
like, "That's not how you say it," but okay, like,
Yeah, you
and
can get
so.
by.
I've
Mhm.
always had, the compliments with my family too, like, "Oh, your Spanish is so good." I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yeah." But when I went to school too, my instructor, she was from Monterrey and she spoke all Spanish.
Yeah.
So even when I speak nails, it's like, limar los laterales de las uñas or
Yeah.
whatever. And I'm like, wow, I'm taking that one,
I
writing it down.
love it. And like just the way you say it, it sounds like native language
Hmm.
when you're speaking it. So I do love it. I'm a lot jealous. Like I wish I could speak Spanish fluently.
Yeah, I remember before I became an nail tech, or nail artist, I worked at the bank
Hmm
and I lived in Dallas and I was like the only bilingual there.
Yeah.
And so I would get paid more for it too.
Yeah.
I was the only one that would speak English and Spanish, and everybody, like, we had Puerto Ricans, Cubanos, and stuff come in, and they would only come to me,
Right.
obviously, right,
Hmm
for their banking needs and stuff like that. And I was so proud of myself. Like, I've worked so, so hard, and even when I hang around with my brothers, or like if I see they're texting, we have a group chat, and I'm like, that's not how you say it, guy. Like,
My guy, let me help you out.
yes. And so I love my brother so much. But yeah, like sometimes they'll text, and I'm like, I still feel like I'm that one. I don't know. I feel like I'm the little black sheep in the family. I'm
Yeah.
very different than everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like that about grammar. Like
Oh my gosh.
I am a grammar police. I
Mhm.
mean, it's terrible, but I have to stop myself from being like, does it really matter? Like don't
It
comment.
does.
Yeah, but like I just feel like sometimes it comes off where I'm like trying to make somebody feel stupid when I'm really just like, I don't want you to say this to
Mhm.
someone else and they're
Mhm.
gonna think you don't know.
That's me
So
with my boys.
yeah.
I'm like, grammar, please.
Yes, I do that with my daughter 1000%.
I'm such a
But
mother.
yeah. I
I
love
can't
it.
help it.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad we're having this conversation because low key I was struggling with this the other day when it came up and I left the conversation thinking like, well, what the fuck am I? Like I really don't know,
And
you
be
know?
you. Be
Yeah.
you. It's taken me so many years. Like I said, I always have felt like the black sheep in my
Yeah.
family. Even when we have family togethers, I feel like So none of my sister-in-laws work. I have three brothers and they don't work or anything like that. And I'm more like the business type. I'm always running around. I also, I sign deals. I went to the expos, the beauty expos. I
Yes.
travel, stuff like that. And so I'm all about business and I'm all about, the English and the Spanish and the grammar and the dressing up and looking good and stuff like that. And just this past weekend, I was with my family and one of my cousins was like, hey, teach my girls some stuff, like whatever. And I've always felt like I just don't fit in.
Yeah.
So it's taken me forever, but I'm like, I found me.
Yeah.
I finally found me. I'm like, I'm very different. Yes, I do speak, very fast and very fluent. My Spanish, English, same thing. I'm different, and I just have to learn to love myself because I used to beat myself up so much when I first started social media. I was like, oh, I'm not good enough for that. Or I would see a bad comment and I would let it get to me. Girl, I'd be
Yeah.
like, block, block, block
Yeah.
now. Oh,
Try
you don't
it.
like me? Block. Oh, you didn't like what I said? Block. I don't care anymore. I
Yes,
don't
no.
care.
I
I do
love
me
it. The block is on standby, guys. So like
forever. Yeah,
no, and I also like you touched on this a little bit too, the fact that and you made a video about this about like dressing up and feeling good in your
always.
social and people I guess criticize like, well, you're just at home, right? And I'm like she's obviously working, right? And like who gives a shit if
Can
she
I tell
wants to
you a
look
funny
cute?
story?
Please do. Please
Okay,
do.
but I hope my neighbor sees this because
We're coming for you, neighbor. All right, that does it for part one of Lady on the Street podcast. Make sure you tune in next week for part two. And don't forget to follow me on social media at Lady on the Street podcast. You can find me on all of the major platforms. And of course, if you're here on YouTube, make sure you like, rate, and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. I'll see you next week.